Hi, my people. I hope you're well. I'm also fine. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to discuss about parenting during school holidays. So, kids have closed school, they're with us at home. So, most parents right now, they're like, how will I be able to maneuver between work and taking care of my kids? So, today, we are going to discuss parenting during school holidays because it is not easy for most parents. Mostly if your kids are in boarding school and now they're at home. So you need to be there for them. You need to cook breakfast, you need to cook lunch and supper because now they're at home. So how will we raise our kids as parents during this long holiday? They will be at home for more than 2 months. So how are we going to maneuver and juggle between work and raising our kids? And today I want us even to learn as parents, as people who aspiring to be parents, how to raise our kids. Because nowadays you find that most parents, they don't have relationship with their children. They cannot relate. They don't have that bond with their children. So you find that these children, they cannot even open up to us. They cannot even share what they are going through. And when they come home, they see you as a stranger because you don't have that connection with this child. So how are we going to bond with our kids for these 2 months? I was talking to a parent who was telling me that, I'm just going to buy a lot of maize, a lot of beans, and a lot of rice so that I can prepare this for this long holiday. When kids come home, they really eat. So this parent was telling me that's how she has planned herself. So beyond that, because apart from providing for the children, they need emotional support. And that is where we are missing more as parents nowadays. As parents, we say, I pay school fees, I buy this, I buy that, I make sure everything is fine. What else do you want? But today I want us to know that children, depending on their age, they don't need that financial. Most of these small kids, they don't even understand why you are telling them, I'm paying your school fees, I'm doing one, two, three. It is your responsibility as a parent to do that. So for them, what they want is that bond, that connection, that you can sit down with your child and have a discussion, that you can sit down and they'll be able to tell you what they are going through, how they are feeling. And we have parents who are very judgmental. They start telling you something, you're like, hey, you have started now. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to listen to that again. So I want to encourage us as parents that let's create a bond with our kids this long holiday so that they will not go outside there and be given advice from strangers, from people who can really mislead them. But let the advice come from us as parents. So, number one, build a relationship with your child. This is the time to bond with our children. This is the time to know how our children behave. This is the time to impact our children physically, even emotionally, financially, spiritually, that will impact them. That when they go back to school, they know I have a parent, I have a mom, and I have a dad who is really caring for me. I know most parents they'll face challenges here and there because let's say you're a single parent and you stay in a one room and you have a teenager. Of course, it's a bit tricky to stay with your child, but I believe that if you discuss this thing with them, they'll be able to understand because you go pick them from the boarding and then gari ndio hiyo ushago. They don't even have time with you as a parent. They're from school straight to Ushago. They're going to stay with their grandmother and grandfathers. So this child, even as they grow up, they don't have that connection with you as a parent. And nowadays we experience a lot of detachment between kids and their parents. And parents are complaining like, I did everything for you. I was working so hard for you. But for them, it is not more about financial. It is about relationship. It is about, can we sit down and talk? Can I air out what I'm going through? It is so sad as parents nowadays, we prioritize looking for money. It's about looking for money, not after pesa. Not after pesa, it is good to look for money. Money is a good thing. But even as we look for the money, do we have time for our children? It's so sad as a parent when you work so hard and then you end up paying a rehab for your child. And then you end up paying counseling sessions for your child. And at this time, the child is grown up, like you can't even make any changes. You can't even advise this child anything. Because when they were young, they really needed your attention. They really needed your presence, but you're not there for them. Not because they are adults, there's no that bond with you. So that's why Most kids, they end up even bonding with their grandparents because those are the people that they know. Apart from being in school, they always spend time with their grandparents. And you, as a parent, you are like, you only love my mom, you only love my dad, I'm your mother, I'm your father. But for them, they feel like when they needed your presence, you are not there for them. So, as parents, let's take this opportunity for the 2 months that you're going to have our kids at home, that we may spend time together with our kids, that we may learn what our kids are going through in school. Find time and just have a conversation, have a discussion with your child before taking that kid to a country, before taking that kid to your relatives. Make sure you have a bond with that child because kids, what matters a lot is emotional support. Is someone who can hear them out. Actually, nowadays, most children, they're not even after material things, they're after your presence. They feel good when you're around. They feel good. They feel secure. They feel nice. They feel confident because they know there's someone who is always there for me. And building this relationship with our kids is something that is a process. It might not like be instantly like this, but you can do it slowly by slowly. Call them how they are doing. Let them come to your house. Have a discussion. Make a long phone calls. Discuss everything. Discuss anything to do with sex, to do with relationship. Because again, this is where again we are missing as parent. We don't talk about sexual issues. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about romantic relationship. All you say is don't play with boys. Don't play with girls. Don't let someone do this to you. So let us talk to our kids. Everything, every discussion. And this can only happen when you have that bond, when you have that relationship, that your kid will feel safe. Your child will feel safe to open up to you. Another thing is during this long holiday, where will your child spend these 2 months? Because sometimes we take our kids to the uncles, the aunties, and these people, they cannot take care of their child the way you as a mother, the way you as a father, you can take care of your child. And we have a lot of cases of incest and rape and defilement. And perpetrators are not strangers. These are people who we stay with in the house. These are our relatives. These are that uncle and that auntie that you trust so much more than your child. That you feel like when your child comes and tells you, I don't like this auntie, I don't want you to be around uncle, or when they see that uncle, they run, you are like, this is your uncle, you have to love your uncle, but you don't know what this child is going through. So these 2 months, where will your child spend the 2 months? Because are they safe where they will be? Is your child safe in the hands of that relative? And how sure are you that this child is safe? Because this is where you find that somebody will rape your child, somebody will molest your child, and they will threaten them like, if you say this, I'll kill you. And the child will be silent, and the child will be dying inside. But because you don't even have that relationship with this child, he or she will not even be able to share with you as a parent. So sometimes, as parents, we work so hard, but our kids are dying inside. Our kids are feeling so helpless, so hopeless, they're feeling so lonely. And you're there up and down every day because you're looking for money. But this time is the time that you can bond with your child because these kids do grow. One day they'll be adults. They will not need you that much. But as long as they're still young, they're still teenagers, they need your love, they need your warmth as a parent. If you don't have that relationship with your child, it becomes so difficult. God forbid something bad happened to your child and you are like, this is not my child, this is not my daughter. My daughter cannot do this. My son cannot do this. My son cannot be in this place. My daughter cannot be in this place. Simply because you don't even know your child. Simply because you don't have that relationship with this child that they can comfortably call you and tell you, Mom, I'll be late today. I'm going out with my friends and we are going this place and this place. You don't have that relationship with this child that the child will tell you, Mom, I have this boyfriend who we have, tumeachana, we have broken up with, but this boyfriend is stalking me. I don't know what to do. And then, God forbid, you hear your daughter is dead or your son is dead. So, as parents, let's try as much as possible these 2 months to bond with our children. If possible, stay with your child. Take care of your child. Don't trust a stranger with your child. Don't trust that uncle with your child because the people will end up defiling your child. The people who will end up raping your child. The people who will end up even watching pornography with your child. But the people who will end up showing your child bad things. And for you, you are there comfortably saying, I trust my brother, I trust my sister. So make sure you have that time with your kids. Financial support is good. It's a good thing. We all want money. We all need money like right now. We all aspire and crave for that good life, posh life. But at the end of the day, just ask yourself, what are you impacting in your child's life? It's very sad when you see a parent has died, and even before their burial, what they have worked for like 20 years, 30 years, it will crash. The kids will squander everything, even less than a year. And this parent died, and this parent, where he or she is, she's like, I worked so hard for my kids. My kids are in better hands. I've lived the plots, the everything for them, so they are good. But you didn't impact these kids with values. You didn't impact these kids with principles. You didn't impact these kids with skills. Because for me, I believe as a parent, the best inheritance you can give to a child is principles, values, beliefs, that confidence, the things that are not tangible. But most of us as parents, we work so hard to leave tangible things to our kids. We work so hard to build that plot, to build those houses so that when you're not there, your kids will have something. But these kids, we didn't impact them in any way. We didn't show them how to secure wealth. You didn't train them how to run that business. And now they're struggling with that business because you're not there. And we should learn from people who they start with their kids when they're young. Instead the people that you admire, we know them. You go to their shop, you find a child there. This child knows everything that the father does. Even when the father is not there, the child is able to sell. So even when the father is transitioning, maybe going back to the village where the father is old, they're good because the child is oriented, the child is familiar with the business, and they can be able to take over. So if you're doing a business, if you're employed, whatever you are doing, let your kid know this is what mom does, this is what dad does. Let them know how it works. If you have a business, these 2 months, engage your child. Mwende muuze kwa biashara. Go to that kakibanda. Show this child. If somebody is giving you 50 bob, you need to return 20 bob. So that they grow knowing the business. They grow knowing that it is not easy. When I see blue band, when I see meat, it doesn't come like that. You have to work for it. Teach your kids how to save. Even as young as they are, buy for them a piggy bank or a home bank. Yes, home bank or a piggy bank, and let them save. If you give them 20 bob, tell them you need to save. You need to pay tithe. If you are a believer of tithe, you need to pay tithe. If you believe in maybe giving anything, just build that child with your values. Let the child know it is good to give, but you don't give everything. It is good to have good things. It is good to go and buy snacks, but you need to save something. So that if life doesn't go the way you are planning, maybe you are planning after university to get a good job and all that, but if all that happens, they need to have that culture of saving. And this thing starts when they're young. This thing starts with you as a parent. So if you don't have a saving culture, your kid will not have that culture. If they see you when you're given when you're being paid at the end of the month, you get your salary, or when you make some profits, they see you squander everything. They see you buying the whole supermarket. That is what they will do. So for these 2 months, as a parent, let that child go back to school in January with some principles, with some values that will make them to stand out, that will make them even to know how to maneuver through life, that will make them to understand that life is not all about today, but we have tomorrow. And for you to plan for tomorrow, you need to plan and also do something about tomorrow. If you're a believer again, teach your kids how to go to church. Let them go to church, let them give their offering. Everything that you do, these kids they learn from us as parents. It is so sad nowadays. It is hard even for a parent to correct his or her own child. For example, you're a parent who always come home with different men or different ladies. Maybe you're a single parent. And this kid, they always see you with different men. So when this kid of yours starts sleeping around with so many men, many boyfriends, you can't tell her anything. Nowadays, they don't have chills. That kid will ask you, Mom, what are you telling me? You have three boyfriends. Me, I only have one. So who is a sinner here? Nowadays, even these Gen Zs, they don't care. They will ask you face to face. They'll even embarrass you in front of teachers, in front of their friends. You go to school because you're being called that your son is having girlfriends. And then you're that kind of a father or that kind of a mother who exchange men or women like clothes. And then you're at the staff room, you're being told that this daughter of yours is having a lot of boyfriends. You can't even correct him or her because that's the life that you're living. Under which grounds will you correct this child? They can embarrass you. They can say, Mom, don't tell me anything, I'm better than you. So even as parents, what you are going to do, the kind of life you are going to live these 2 months with our kids, the kind of behaviors we are going to do or to engage in during these 2 months, the kind of friends we bring to our houses. Mhm. It's bash, it's Friday, I don't know, Saturday, friends are coming. The kind of people you bring to your house, what are their behaviors? What are their beliefs? The kind of house managers we are having in our houses, what are their beliefs? What are their behaviors? Because these kids, they learn. And for these 2 months, I pray that God will help us as parents, that by the time our kids are going back to school, they'll go back better. They'll go back feeling energized. They'll go back feeling like, yeah, I've been somewhere, I've been with my parents, and I feel good. Because they are kids who, they miss school more than they miss you as a mother. They miss their friends in school more than they miss you as a father. They're not even longing to come home. They're even wondering, "Hi, what will I be doing for 2 months at home with my mom? Hi, what will I be doing for 2 months? Oh, hi, I know I'll be taken to shags." So as a parent, let's build a good relationship with our kids. These 2 months, if you are employed, you can take a leave. If you're self-employed, you can go to the same business with your child. Let them know what you're doing. Let them understand this is what mom does. Let them interact with people. Let them know how to give change. Let them know that this is what and this is let them know that this is what my mom does. This is our business. So as parents, let's walk the talk these 2 months. Kisiturambe, let's walk the talk. The kind of conversation you are having in front of your children with your friends through your phone, the names you are calling each other. One lady told me that she was very embarrassed. The daughter asked her for her phone, and this lady was having an affair with the teacher to the daughter. Of course, she's aware that I'm sharing this. She's one of my fan, as long as I don't mention her name, because nowadays when we joke about it. So the girls saw the conversation between the mom and the class teacher, who is happened to be a male, of course. So this kid will go and tell the teacher, if you beat me, I'll tell my mom to break up with you. So the teacher was embarrassed, like, where did you know? Where did you, ulijua wapi hii? So now the mother realized this kid saw the conversation. So what you are doing right now with your children, I know single parents, you live this life of you are free, you can walk into your house even at midnight, you can sleep until. So this kid is just watching you and seeing how you are doing your stuff. This kid is just listening to you, listening to your conversations, listening to your plans, listening when you argue with your spouse. Because again, we have a lot of gender based violence even in our houses. So if you're a couple that always fights, and now these 2 months your child will be here. These are the kids that hate marriage. They always say we fear two things: we fear God and we fear marriage. because of the things they've seen in their families. So as parents also, try to have that unity. Try to avoid conflicts at home. You are really disturbing these kids. You're interfering with their mental state. That is why they don't even want to come back home because they know the environment is not even conducive for them. The environment is not even conducive for their mental state. So avoid fights in front of children, avoid argument in front of children. If you have issues, you can even go to the bedroom and discuss when kids are asleep. Or you can even, if you don't have, maybe you're staying in like a single house, you can walk into a kibandaski, and order for chapati madondo or something, and just have a discussion. It is not like going out, you have to be rich. You can even walk to Uhuru Park with your spouse na mtandike shuka ya Masai and you sit there and discuss your issues. So let's avoid discussing our issues in front of kids. Let's avoid like telling everything. Let's avoid saying everything in front of these children. They pretend they don't hear, but they learn. They pretend that hawako hapo wamelala, but they learn. They hear what you are discussing. They know what is going on. So this long holiday, a take-home message is spend time with your kids. Don't trust anyone with your kids. And if you have to trust someone with your kids, make sure you are present. You are just a phone call away. Let them know that I'm here with Shosh, but I can call my mom anytime. I can call my dad anytime. My mom is always there for me. Make sure at least you provide basic needs for these kids, most of girls. Because these 2 months, I'm telling you, the number of pregnant girls, if you're not careful, not everyone will go back to school, God forbid. But if you're not careful as parents, you don't even know where your child is, you don't even know who is her friends, you don't even know what she's doing, you don't even know, like, you know nothing. For you, it's I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money. I need to pay your school fees by January. You know you are joining Form 1. You know you are joining junior secondary. You know you are joining this. So I'm looking for money. And then come January, your child is pregnant. Come December, your child is pregnant. And now you are wondering, what will I do? It's because you are busy looking for money. So let's try and provide the basic needs. Things like pads, things like clothes. If you have something, let your kids do their hair. Know where they are. Have that relationship. So I pray that this long holiday we will be good parents. Our kids will go back to school with values, with beliefs, the invisible blessings that no one can take away from them. What you impact your child with that no one can take away from them. And that is something that will make them to stand out. So God bless you so much. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. I'm so humbled. May God bless you.